And, whoa, look at Magoo. Magoo streaks into the...
Thorpe's got basketballs. They lock handlebars as they go through, but Thorpe's done.
Here comes Bradshaw to the outside of Bale. He takes over the number 2 position, and Bradshaw is not done. For him to maintain the pace, to make the pass, and it is for them to pick up his goal. And as you said, nothing to lose, everything to gain. He's really sticking his wheels in there.
Cruz contained if Bale wins the race, but Jean-Michel is in fact 4th ranked, and Larry Ward, who won the Supercross in the Kingdome in Seattle, his hometown, is the 3rd ranked.
22, Jean-Michel Bale. He took the lead just a few laps ago, and he has opened the gap between himself and the rest of the field. Bale will move into the number 3 position in the series if he can keep it upright. And Dave, I don't think at this point that we can count Michel Bale out of the series championship.
Not at all. He's going to pick up at least 9 points on the Matasevic and Stanton battle if they continue to run the way they are right now. He's got the bit in his teeth. He's proven over the last couple.
Will come looking for you with a shotgun if they watch this telecast. And here comes Bradshaw. He's got to be careful. He's working his way through lap riders like it's the opening lap of the race. If I were Bradshaw, I think I would be taking it a little more cautious. He has bobbled 3 or 4 times since the camera's been on him this last lap. But from where he is now, he can coast home. In fact, one good endo and he's across the finish line. There it is. A double bumper. Hands off the...
Or mistake, and we are going to see the biggest victory party in the history of the Kingdome.
Well, just one corner ago, though, we saw him look over his shoulder, wondering, is Matasevic there? Is he still coming? Are we through with the incidents that we had earlier? We're through with them all right. Fist raised in the air. Look at that. The head's over.
Great future in this game.
Great future indeed. I think before his career is over, we're going to see this young man. Oh, is he happy. We're going to see him capture many, many more checkered flags. He's well onto his, on the way rather, to his first one. There it is. Arms up in the air.
Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, Damon Bradshaw had been the leader, and we thought without any competition. But Jean-Michel Bale, while we were away, came up through the pack, and Bale almost makes the pass. He almost got the wheel in front of Bradshaw and made the pass. As I started to say, he came up through the pack, made a couple of tremendous passes, and we're going to go back and take a look at them in just 1 second, but we want to be sure we don't miss any of the action between Bale and Bradshaw.
This is the critical section of the racetrack. Bale tries to make a move on Bradshaw, who really got to drive off that jump.
But is the most aggressive rider in the States, and I think he'd have taken him out right there. Here we go again. No, he comes up a little bit short. He is extremely fast in that section, Dave.
Begins to look a little ragged. There is the white. 1 lap to go. Under heavy pressure, Bradshaw starting to perhaps bobble just a little bit. He is really feeling the heat as they go into the peristyle for the final time.
Goes into the number 1 spot. Here comes Bradshaw right in. He hits Bale. Oh, a little bit of contact. Bradshaw took the lead back. We're sitting here wondering, where can he make the pass? And we just saw 2 of them inside of about 5 seconds. And this one is still not over. Side by side through the roughest part of the racetrack, and Bradshaw grabs a handful, comes out in front.
At him, because this is where most of the passing's been done. They're coming down to the checkered flag.
It's over now. It's all. No, look at Bradshaw. Bradshaw is off the motorcycle. I don't believe it. What a way to end the season. What a way. Much about he can't really afford now to go back if he thinks it out. He can't afford to go back and challenge Bradshaw for that number 1 spot. He's got to preserve what he's got. If the opportunity presents itself, and whoa, look at that! Oh, look at that! We have seen all kinds of things here tonight. Matasevic and Bale simply collided. Matasevic jumped on Bale. Bale tried to get up. His bike squirted out from under him. Catch a shot of him is number 20 on that green Kawasaki, Jeff Matasevic. There he is. Matasevic is in 9th place. Now he's about to be lapped by Jean-Michel Bale. You can't tell me, Dave, because he's not been on the ground. You can't tell me he's not feeling pressure, and you'll never convince me that he's riding the way Jeff Matasevic is capable of riding.
There is no discernible problem with the motorcycle. He has not crashed. He has simply ridden poorly tonight, and perhaps this is going to be the night Jeff Matasevic will remember. It cost him a championship, although Stanton has not seized the moment like he's had an opportunity to do either. He's racing for 4th place. He needs to be up there racing this guy, number 22, Bale, and trying to win this thing.
Yeah, absolutely. We'll take a look at the point standings when this one is over. It's going to be tight as we head into the final 3 rounds of the Camel Supercross Series. While we have just a second, I want to thank all of the folks here at Foxborough Stadium. They certainly have made our job easier since we've been here, and of course the American Motorcyclist Association for making this telecast possible. We're in the last lap. Number 22 has led it from the outset. Jean-Michel Bale, he takes the checkered flag, and he does it just behind Jeff Matasevich, who still has a full lap of this track to ride.
And I try after to ride very smooth and do not make a mistake, and I don't make a mistake and I win again. And I want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, and it was a great show, I think, and thank you.
Knocked off by a rider he's passing, number 222. First outdoor motocross held right after World War II, 1946, in a gravel pit outside Paris, France. And they used dispatch bikes from the war, Harleys and Triumphs, and an occasional German BMW to race. And it's progressed to this now, extremely ultra-light, sophisticated machines. Number 4, Cooper is in second. Again, remember, Kudrowski is in front. White flag, 1 lap to go. Now, it could get interesting. Bale goes to the inside, Cooper to the outside. This is for the overall, ladies and gentlemen. And it comes down to this. The Frenchman against the American. Number 4, Cooper. Number 22, Bale. Forget Kudrowski. He's in front, but he can't win overall. Here's Bale to the inside. Cooper stays on it through the trees. Cooper in front, Bale to the inside again. Now Bale putting the price of pass. Bale goes around and Cooper tries to take it back. This is for the overall victory at Lake Sugar Tree. Bale has taken control in the last lap. And Cooper, we're going to find out what this kid is made of. Bale, oh, Cooper's off the track. That's it. That's it. Bale looks behind him. Goodbye, Cooper. Larry Ward of Society Hill, South Carolina in second. Passes Stevenson, and he is chasing Bale. The crowd, interesting point. Suzuki has not won an... Oh! That's Bale! Bale has gone down! Bale went over a series of jumps and landed on the front wheel. He is up, trying to get the bike back up again. That is Jean-Michel Bale, your points leader, the pride of Honda.
I don't know, Larry. I'm going to have to say the way it's been going so far, as physical of a rider Damon is, Michel's going to have a tough time.
Bradshaw is feeling it. The adrenaline is flowing his way. Bale is not going to give up, I promise you that. But Bradshaw picking him up and laying him down. He's opened up about 2 or 3 bike lengths on Bale. It looks like he found an afterburner switch. Bradshaw kicked it up another gear. Look at this.
Well, what happens is you hear this crowd. The whole crowd is on their feet right now. I mean, this racing is intense. Damon hears the crowd behind him. He knows he's only got a half a lap to hang on, and he's got victory in his hands.
Damon Bradshaw is right here. Look at this.
Champion Jeff Stanton, the Pontiac Silverdome doubleheader in his home state of Michigan. Now, Stanton's teammate, Jean-Michel Bale, JMB, has led that series for weeks. Jeff went home to Pontiac to knock him off his perch. Before the race, former world champion Bale insisted he's not concentrating on this, the most prestigious crown in American motocross.
I didn't try to think about the championship. I just tried to win every race and try to ride my best every time. So I never look about the points in a championship. I just try to make every race, you know, as fast as I can and try to win every race.
Stanton was thinking about the championship, and he had a clear idea who was going to win it.
I'm going to say I'm going to win the championship, of course. And reasoning why is consistency. I've been consistent all my life. JMB has never won a championship here in the States. Not saying that he's not gonna. You know, he could this year, but as long as I'm here and 100% healthy, he's not going to.
On the right side of your screen, number 1 Stanton definitely not healthy after he was pitched over the bars in his Saturday night heat race. In replay, you see that he may have tangled with Ty Davis, losing his momentum, nosing into the backside of the whoop and going over the bars. That impact separated the champ's left shoulder. He attempted to get back into the race, but the pain was just too much, and he pulled back into the pits, his title hopes devastated. With Stanton out of commission, fourth-ranked Damon Bradshaw took the lead, while Bale battled Jeff Matasevich for second. This is the best Jeff's run all year, and anytime Bradshaw bobbled, the Mataz attack was right there and ready to pounce. Now watch Bradshaw up there in the dark, major bobble as he washed out the front wheel and handed the lead to his 1990 rival Matasevich, who promptly came under heavy attack from JMB. Matasevich started throwing blocks, trying to keep the Frenchman behind him. But little did Jeff know that a more serious problem loomed just beyond the horizon. For no apparent reason, Matasevich noses over off the lip of a double jump and has to bail out big time. Bale was left all alone with his championship thoughts, while Mike Larocco's Suzuki carried him from deep in the pack to an impressive second, and Mike Kudrowski took third. These two are real tired of being close and will surely win one of these days. Bale scored a monster victory Saturday night in Stanton's.
Moto 1 of the 1991 250cc Outdoor National Championship. Number 8, Jean-Michel Bale gets the whole shot and takes off. The angular Frenchman displayed the skill that earned him the 1989 250cc World Championship. While behind him, number 1 Stanton staked a solid claim on second, but couldn't make any inroads on the leader. At the checkers, it was Bale, Stanton, and Ward, and the battle lines were drawn. Moto 2, and the Frenchman was looking for the sweep, but Stanton's championship pride and physical conditioning paid a premium in the second stanza. The Michigan rider took the lead from his teammate around the halfway point. Bale tried to hang on, but Jeff was clearly in control. Stanton's win in the second moto gave him the day's overall victory, but equal points are paid for each moto, so the Honda teammates left Gainesville tied with 47 points apiece.
Now let's move on to the 250cc class. You heard Jeff Stanton a moment ago say the man who rides smart will win. Well, Jean-Michel Bale was smart enough to come to the line with some very big numbers all over himself. He'd obviously raced in the mud before and wanted to be sure the scorers could identify him. JMB slithered and slipped along in the lead, while most of his championship rivals drowned their engines within the first couple of laps and ended up pushing their machines back to the start-finish line. Meanwhile, another New Englander, John Dowd, Chicopee, Massachusetts, caught Bale and took the lead, only to crash and fall behind again. He battled back a second time, repassed Bale, who by now was convinced Dowd was a lapper, and Dowd went on to win his first ever AMA National. Bale and Larocco were tops among the factory team riders, and in this case, the standings are also worth a look. The 250cc National Series, just 7 races, 5 remain, and with that lead Bale has over Stanton, Sunday could be remembered as the day Jean-Michel Bale wrapped up the national championship.
Now, if you've just joined us, we talked about Jean-Michel Bale earlier. Bale running off the pace from the front runners is to clinch the national championship. He has the series points lead, and he's not really concerned about what is happening in front of him. He can sit back and collect the points, collect the title, and let these two riders go out and do all of the bar banging, all of the gas tank slapping that they want to do, and they are doing just exactly that. They want to collect the title here at Southwick, but Jean-Michel Bale, there he is, rider number 8, content to sit back, take the points, win the championship. That's what it's all about. For Stanton, for Bradshaw, for Jeff Ward, the only thing left in this 250 series is to collect an overall win here at Southwick. A lot of money connected, of course, with doing just that. Title out of the reach. Let's just make that clear. Jean-Michel Bale is going to wrap that up here in Moto number 1.
Jean-Michel Bale, by 14 points, leads the 500cc National Championship standings coming into this Delmont race. Bale looking, of course, to add to that points lead, but Bale is one of the craftiest, one of the smartest riders in the world today. Not only that, he's one of the best in the world today. I think that we would be neglectful if we did not point that out. He knows, though, what he needs to do to win the championship, and despite his claims that his goal in coming to the United States was to win the Supercross title, and the rest of them are not that important to him. Well, don't believe it. He wants this title just as bad as anyone. And here goes Bale to the inside of his teammate. And Bale looking for running room. Stanton doesn't want to let him by. He has no choice. Jean-Michel Bale, with a masterful move, takes over the number 2 position. He'll now set his sights on Jeff Ward. 500 class. No rider in the history of American motocross has ever won. And look at that. He shot to the inside, and I don't think Ward even knew he was there. Made the pass. Ward got on the gas and came right back on top of him. He's not giving up, and now Ward with a good line. Bale goes around the outside. Bale has simply put himself in a position of being the number 1 motocrosser in the world today. No question about that. Jean-Michel Bale in last. He took a quick look over his shoulder to see where Jeff Ward is, or was rather, on the racetrack as he heads for the checkered flag. Bale with a fist up in the air. Cast it.